All right, welcome back to Parents versus Gaming. I'm here again with US Bobber and Kia Kane. Merry Christmas, guys. I know this episode's probably going to come out next week. We are recording it on December 13th. This is going to be our final episode of December. So I'm super excited. I'm sad that we didn't, do as many episodes as we wanted since we brought Kia on. So I apologize to you, Kia, as we try to organize. I obviously just moved in with my fiance into a big 5-bedroom. You can see a green screen behind me that I haven't even figured out how to use properly yet if you're watching this on video, for those listening to it on audio. But we're super excited the direction we're going. We're redoing the Last Choice Network logo. You're going to see that launch in January. Our website's going to launch in January, and a lot more regular routine. And we're also considering adding, Kia, this is something I'm going to have to talk to you a little bit later, but we're considering adding a podcast to do with the role-playing games and stuff that you and your husband do. Because we have another friend of ours that is really big into that, so I think it would be really cool. Maybe the two of you kind of head up a show, see what the interest is for you two. So we might be going in that route. And I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. What are those called again? It's
wait, hang on. Is this like the OnlyFans role playing?
Yeah. D&D.
Oh,
gaming.
That's dude.
Dungeons
you got to
and
be
Dragons?
real careful on. Yeah, dude, you got to be real careful between the whole couples role play terminology and
Jay, this is Parents versus Gaming, the PG show. Sunday is the adult live show. Parents versus Gaming
I was so
once again
confused.
is the PG
Jay over there.
show. PG.
I was so confused.
Listen, Kia, we talked about Jordan and I brought this up last night. Jordan is no longer on the show. Jordan was the censor for Jay. Jay went across the line. He jumped across the line so far last night on the live show, that Jordan actually had to stop him there. So you have now taken over Jordan's role in Parents versus Gaming to limit Jay to his PG-ness.
Oh.
Look, I would like to point out that role play has created many parents at different times throughout our history, and so I just thought it was a thing that we were going to cover, how to bring spice back into the bedroom.
No, that's not what this is. This is called Dungeons and Dragons. This is full on nerd out. That's what this is.
But there is a dungeon master, right? Is that what they're called?
That's what they're called. They're either called Dungeon Masters
Jay's
or
wheels are turning.
His wheels are just going, or Game Master. So GM or DM is how you can go with it. So it just depends on where you're from and how you were introduced to it. But it can be a Game Master as well as the other terminology for it.
Okay, so just to clarify, it's a Dungeon Master, not BDSM, right?
Yes, it is.
We're just
Dungeons and Dragons, and they run they're the dungeon person. They run the dungeon.
All right, for those parents or kids that are confused with Dungeons and Dragons is if you've ever watched Stranger Things, it's the game that they're playing down in the basement that the kids are playing, right?
Not 50 Shades of Grey.
Right.
I feel like some of the older parents will know, and if their parents ever got into it, parents that are probably my age or your age would know what we're talking about.
Whose age?
Your age.
I'm the same age as Jay. I'm old.
You're old. Shut up.
The only games we had back in the day were cards.
Listen here, I'm going to tell y'all the same thing I tell my husband. Y'all are not old. Now quit.
Do you say it with that
Stranger
accent too?
It's not 50 Shades of Grey.
Not 50
Stop it, Jay.
Sorry. It's not.
All right. So, Jay, tell us.
We're moving on.
Tell us your Christmas plans. What's going on? What's going on in the house of Noller, and what should people be excited for you? I know, on Parents versus Gaming, we're all about the football at the time, but that is over, right? Correct? So is this family time, Jay?
Once the night, always the night, but in order for me to continue skating.
Hold on, Jay. Hold on. You're cutting in and out.
You're roboting a lot.
Yeah, you're robot. You have bad service. Yeah, there you're better. Sorry for all the people. Okay, so Jay, football's over, right? So, well now I don't know what we're looking at.
Oh shit!
Hang on. Okay, give me a second. All right, am I better now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So football's over. What's in the house of Noller?
So we, in order for me to maintain a happily married relationship, football is kind of taking a back burner. We watch it on Sundays. Go Hawks! We sneak in a little bit of college football while we're doing laundry or something like that on the weekends. But other than that, there's no more meetings. There's no more anything. And I don't know if you really want me to go first on what the House of Noller plans are for Christmas.
Well, I don't think he is going to be as jealous as Jordan gets, so I think you'll be okay.
Okay, so tomorrow we're leaving for Jamaica for a week.
Nice.
And yeah, see. And then when we come back, we're home for 3 days. And then we're waking the kids up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Their bags are packed. And Santa Claus and our family and stuff is taking them to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And so we're going to go there for a week. And my son and daughter were really good friends with a couple of other families that they go to school with. And they're all surprising their kids as well. So Santa Claus is bringing like some fanny packs. And then, damn it, mom and dad are taking credit for the trip down to Florida. And so I won't really be back until January 3rd from vacationing.
So
Okay, I
awesome.
lied. It looks like Kia's going to cry.
Oh,
For those
but it's
on
so
audio,
exciting!
Kia looks, I don't know if she's jealous or
No,
excited
I mean,
or sad
like,
she's not going. I'm not sure what's happening here.
I'm excited. That sounds like so much fun. I wish my parents would have done that.
Jay, aren't you guys adopting? You could always adopt Kia.
You want to adopt me?
Yeah, I'm sure that'd go really well. Do I
Right.
have to take the husband and the kid as well? I mean, just we've
Oh
only
my
got one spare
gosh.
bedroom, so you know.
But that's really awesome, and that makes me like super excited and happy for your kids. I can't imagine what the reaction's gonna be like, but I can't like. Oh my god.
Do they know, or is it a lot of
Wait.
surprise? I mean, you're talking loud, and I know that your kid's pretty close by.
No, they're at school, so that's why I'm free to talk. And so it's a complete surprise. They have no idea. And so once they go to sleep on Christmas Eve, we're going to pack their bags. And really, because we're just getting home, we're just going to wash their clothes and throw it back in a bag. And Hogwarts will have a scroll for them with like a little letter inviting them to the Ministry of Magic, like Hogwarts kind of thing. And then Santa Claus is bringing like a bunch of like travel accessories. And then all the families know, so they've all got, instead of getting gifts, they got my kids like little Visa gift cards that they can go and get their own souvenirs with down in Florida.
Oh, that's actually really really smart.
Yeah, it's like
A really
it's
smart idea.
organized like 16 people and 2 sets of families to be able to pull this off. So
Wow.
crossing fingers.
You're gonna have to video that.
Now, did you take the kids to see Santa? Have you seen Santa at all?
No, I ain't got time for fucking Santa, dude. Like,
Whoa!
like it is.
Whoa! Again, there's parents and kids here watching, or listening.
Sorry, bro. You're gonna have to bleep me out, man.
Earmuffs.
Because ain't no one got time for that right now. Kid, we were just talking about how busy we are, and because I'm going to be out of the office really for like 2.5 weeks straight, like I've got to get it all done by today, tomorrow afternoon, I guess. So
Now, I bet a lot, some of the parents that are listening, they probably can relate to that. And Kia, I know you've been crazy busy. The stuff you do, this is like your prime time, right? So tell us a little bit about your Christmas time. What's going on? What are your plans? When do you have free time?
Free time. What is that?
When you game, isn't that considered free time?
Yeah, I guess that's considered free time. That's my me time for me for gaming and stuff. But man, so my busy season technically starts back in October because I do Halloween cookie kits. So that's when my season it starts back there, and and it just continues forward. But Christmas is definitely a lot busier. I have 6 orders of Christmas cookie tins that I have to get done and mailed out. Some of them are mailed out today, like not today, but like this week I have to mail them out. And then the other 3 are actually getting picked up by a friend who's coming by, and he lives in Texas, and he's making a trip over to actually come see us, and we're gonna give him. He ordered 3 cookie tins from us, or for me, and then I had 2 more orders come in at the end of my ordering. I was like, "You guys have till the end of this day to get your orders in," and I had 2 more orders come in, and it was for Christmas decoration kits. So basically, I just make the cookie for them. I make the icing. I package up the sprinkles for them, and I put it all in a box, and I just give it to them, and then the parents can let the kids decorate cookies for Santa and whatnot. So it's kind of an easy thing for parents to do, and for their kids.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what's Christmas morning like?
Christmas morning is usually just first. It's just us. It's kind of whenever Kane wakes up, which surprisingly he doesn't always wake up super early. I know most kids do for Christmas because they're extremely excited. But Kane is kind of one of those kids. He's just like, I'll get my presents when I wake up. Like, he doesn't care. He's not up at the ass crack of dawn to get his presents. He's usually up between probably around 8 or 9.
So Santa can make your house a last stop.
Yeah, pretty much. Just the last stop for us.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I don't care. I'll get him when I get him. But he was a little sad this year, so we still have we're still doing recovery from the hurricane that hit us last year. And I don't have any room to put our Christmas tree up this year. And he got sad because he thought Santa wasn't going to bring him presents because we didn't have a Christmas tree.
Did
so
you
we had to explain
that
to
Santa's
him,
still coming?
Yeah, we had to explain to him that just because you don't have a Christmas tree doesn't necessarily mean that Santa's going to skip your house. So I said there's plenty of people out there that they don't have a Christmas tree because either they don't have enough money for it or they just don't like having them. So I said, and those kids still get Santa Claus presents. So we were trying to explain that to him as well. And he
You know,
like,
when I was a kid, I used to freak out about the fact we didn't have a chimney because every movie and animated
Yes.
thing you watch, it's all about the chimney.
It's all about the chimney.
So I would before I went to bed, I'd always open the front door and it would just be the screen door. Of course, I'm in Ohio, so it's like 10 below. And my parents were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "We don't have a chimney. How's Santa going to get in? We don't leave the door open." My parents would always have to be like, "No, he has a key or whatever." You know, I'm sure they.
He's magic.
So,
He'll find a way in.
Of course, yeah. So it was. You know, I was the same way as Kane, but as far as me, I moved in with my fiance, so I've got 2 teenage girls now under the house with me, and then for Christmas, my dad and stepmom have decided to come down.
Wait, did you try to sit down and jump in as a father figure and explain to him about Santa Claus? And
no, they're pretty set on all that stuff. But I did take my own son. I did take Parker to see Santa Claus for the very first time last week.
Ooh,
that was a crazy experience. It was great. The camera people and everyone involved were super. When they walked in, they were like, "So he's probably gonna cry. So if you need a minute to get him settled," and I was like, and as we're having this conversation, I was like, I looked down to look for Parker, and he was already walking over to the bench, giving Santa a high five, and they were like, "Is your kid okay?" And I was like, "He's been in preschool since basically he was birthed, so he's very acclimated to people, and he's not afraid."
Yeah, he's a Cincinnati Bengals fan. He's not really scared of anything because nothing can hurt him more than watching that team.
Listen, I mean, he has at least. So he's. I'm an Ohio State fan, so he's going to be an Ohio State fan. He's a Bengals fan, so that's rough. But then his mom graduated from Texas, so he's a Texas fan. Is going to be raised a Texas fan.
Oh.
I mean, he really is just anything to do with orange. By the time he's a teenager, he's probably just going to hate between the Bengals and the Texas Longhorns.
Oh yeah, that burnt orange is going to get real old real quick.
He's probably gonna go to college and be like, look at his mom and be like, "You know what? I'm going to Oklahoma. They're red."
They're red.
And watch his mom's heart break.
Oh yeah, big time.
No.
It would be like him going to Michigan, but I think if I kind of look at it this way. I look at college. You know, you have your college team that you and Jay, you're probably the same as you're into sports, but you have your college team that you grow up loving and liking. But when you're going to college, you really got to just pick what's best for you. If you're an athlete, but you're not D1 athlete. I mean, but you want to play. There are colleges, and Jay will tell you this as a coach. There are colleges. If you play a sport, don't just think, "Oh, I'm never going to make it pro, so I can't play." If you love the sport, and you're listening, and your kids love the sport, there are so many D3 and D2 schools that are looking for athletes and players. You could be an average player in soccer or football and make a D2 or D3. And I'm not just like saying that they're horrible teams. It's just a different level. It's different competition. But what it does is maybe your kid's not super academically motivated, but if they're playing a sport, even D3, and Jay, I'm sure you can attest to this, I mean, you got study hall, you got things to do. Like, they make sure your grades are up there. It's better than being in I don't want to say it's better. It's different than being in a frat or sorority when you're a part of a team. They really do push you in school and stuff. And so don't be afraid to let your kids to go someplace else if they do love sports and stuff. I think you got to do what's best for them and help them find areas that they can play. Shit. But so no, who knows where Parker's going to go. I never want to push him to pick one place or the other. And then as far as my parents coming down, that's going to be, it's been a long time since I've done the full family, get together. Of course, I mentioned.
Do you guys do the?
What's that?
Do you guys do the traditional stuff where you do like you guys have the Christmas Eve dinner, the Christmas dinner, where it's like I call it Thanksgiving light.
Yeah.
Because it's usually
growing up, I did that. I'm not sure what's going on. I know that with Parker, my dad wants to start a tradition to make sure he always reads, a Christmas story the night before Christmas. And of course, they're not always going to be, together because they're in Ohio, and I don't know if I'll be able to go up there. They'll come down here. Luckily, Julie, Parker's mother, we definitely have different religious backgrounds, and she's such an amazing woman. She wants Parker to know both religions, so we don't. But what's nice is that we don't fight over the Christmas time. It's with her,
and Parker's going to love it because he's going to get 10 days of Christmas essentially.
Yeah, basically, he's getting gifts all the time, just nonstop. The whole December, he's going to be super confused. Like, it's December 1st. Do I get a gift today or do I get a gift next week? I'm not really sure when this starts. I just know I get a lot of things in December. So.
Yeah, because it's like the 8 days of Christmas for her family.
Yeah.
And then you got Christmas Eve and then Christmas with you guys, right?
Yeah. So.
Oh, he's gonna love December.
And then what's funny is that the girls, the teenage girls here, they're pretty funny because I think the realization just hit them because my parents are divorced and both remarried, so it just kind of hit them that they just inherited 2 more sets of grandparents. It's not just like one set of grandparents, it's like 2 more sets. And my parents are kind of like the grandparents that like to spoil and all that, so they're already asking what the girls want and what they need. And so I'm sure that it'll be a lot of fun. A little bit crazy, but a lot of fun.
It's like the kids from Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
2 Christmases.
2, yeah, except they get like 5. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But with us being super busy, I kind of want to. We touched on this on our last episode, but I kind of want to remind people. Key, you've got the cookie stuff, and you're super busy. Jay, you've got all this stuff with the family planned, and all these things are amazing. But and any parents that are listening, especially the ones I do know that listen, whether they're travel advisors or they're planning other people's vacations, it really is tough to still remember to put yourself first. So, Kia, we'll start with you. What are some things you still do to find, like you like to call it, your me time? How do you find that me time, and do you still think it's important, even though you're planning all these things and you have all these things to do during what's considered the busiest time? I mean, look at us here at Last Choice. We are taking a step back. We're kind of relaunching in January. We've really taken a lot of the month of December off because we're all so busy. But doing these shows, it's been kind of like, this has been my me time, is being invested in all these shows. But so I've kind of lost a little bit of that, and I can definitely tell in my attitude and the way I treat other people, and I'm kind of a little bit down because I'm not doing the things that I love. So what challenges do you find trying to keep that me time, and how important do you think it is to try to find still a little bit of that you time?
I am great at giving people advice. I am absolutely horrible at taking it and incorporating it. But me time is very important. I do notice it does affect your mood. It does. There are plenty of times I'll catch myself. I'll be hollering. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Just I will stop and go, I need a break. Like that's what I need. But it's important to not get to that point, but a lot of times I get to that point before I realize I actually need to take a step back and just do something for myself. And it's hard as a stay-at-home mom, and my husband works, so and he's off on the weekends, so that's a blessing in itself. But a lot of times that means, okay, now the husband's home, he wants to spend time, and it's like, oh, can I just get a break for myself, please? um, doesn't always work that way. But it's important. It really is. My gaming is kind of my own world. I tend to get into my own world that way. My husband will try to ask me like 10 questions. If I've got a headset on and I'm gaming, he's like, babe, trying to ask me a question, and then I'll be like, what? Because I'll forget. Like I just forget everything around me. But that's how I spend time to myself, and or I'll take like an extra long shower and be like, yeah, I'm gonna pamper myself down, shave my legs. Like it's just super stupid shit like that. So I don't know. Me time's important, but I hardly ever have time for that. You're muted, sir.
Oh, sorry. So Jay, I was asking, what about you? How do you find time for that? Do you still think it's important? What's your advice to other people, and what do you do to stay on top of this?
Can I pass answering, because I think I'm a good person to ask what's important, and then I'm a terrible person because I'm arrogant enough to think that I don't need it, and I just absolutely put the pedal to the metal and just hammer it down.
You can't no more.
But remember, a lot of people. But there's
flame out.
But what you're saying that you're doing, that's what a lot of people do.
Yep.
So maybe
It's important.
let's. That's why I want to talk about it now versus waiting till after Christmas, so it's not in hindsight. Like, what would you say to someone that is going to act like you? What do you tell yourself?
So what I've done personally, because a couple of weeks ago, I realized that like the last year and a half, for those that don't know, I started 2 companies during a pandemic. And so I've been dealing with that this whole time, and it really kind of hit me a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, James, I had something happen in my life that really just kind of gave me a big reality check and a bunch of other stuff. So what I'm on my phone, or I just kind of hold it up, is I actually put a line item in my calendar of working out. And I've started working out again every day, which being a former athlete is really kind of my happy place. And it's one of those things, like, I forget how happy I get. Like, I'll walk into a gym with like a hoodie, put my earbuds in, my sweats, and walk in, and I'm like, I smell, and this is going to sound so weird, I smell the chalk, I smell the rubber, I smell the rusted metal, and it's just a very unique smell. And I walk in, and instantly the dopamine just, blah. And my attitude's better, my outlook on life is better. Like, people don't bug me as much anymore. Like, I'm much more social and relaxed. Like, and that's before I even start actually doing any sort of physical activity. So. No, I had to schedule it. I literally have a line item in my Google Calendar every single day of what my workout is, and I just put it as a reoccurring meeting because during the week when I drop my kids off in the morning, it's pretty routine, like, through there, and then that actually has helped me quite a bit in the business and with my family stuff, because I took care of myself, I can take care of others now.
Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense. And, it's something I think everyone just needs to find, whatever it is, whether it's gaming, watching TV shows, watching a movie. I mean, the workout, Jay, how long would you say you work out? It's a
hour.
An hour. I mean,
yep.
Almost everyone can find an hour, at least every other day, I would say, to just... And I'm sure both of you would agree, it's amazing when you can find that, whatever that me thing that is you, your just overall attitude and the way you treat others and the way you're able to handle your family and your patience, if you've got kids. I mean, I've already noticed it living here, seeing my fiance. Like some days, her patience with her kids there is no such thing as patience. The word does
There's
not
no
exist.
such thing.
And
There is
then,
no
but the
such thing.
days,
Yep.
and it's been interesting being able to kind of be an outside party because obviously we didn't live together. You see each other always on
Sure.
dates and hanging out, and it's always
Yes.
fun. And I can see the days where I know for a fact she had the things that she does for herself, and on those days, her patience with me, her patience with everyone is astronomically different. And I'm sure I'm the same. It's easier to see in other people, right? I see it in other people, but it's hard to see in yourself. And even if you think you're able to just power through, like Jay says, he thinks, arrogance, I think is the best way you put it. The arrogance to think that you're able to do that when in reality, just because you think you're doing it, the way you sound and your reactions, I promise you, if you're able to find that me time, you won't have the Christmas meltdown that you may have had in the past. And it's not easy to find that time. But if you can find it, I promise you it's worth it.
Even if it's not an hour though, like if it's just like 20 minutes to yourself or 30 minutes, like just something that is just where it's just you, whether it's reading a book. Cause I know me, I walk into a bookstore. My husband's like, all he sees is like, shit, I'm going to be spending a crap ton of money because he knows as soon as I walk in the store, I literally walk into a store and go,
you have the same reaction as Jay.
as he does to a gym. I am like that in a bookstore. It makes me feel better. But I love to read, and I've gotten away from it because I don't have a lot of time for it. But another way I also have an outlet is I like to bake. So even though this is busy time for me, I still enjoy baking, and that's why I started doing it. And it's just that right there, because Kane will come in the kitchen and be like, "No, right now I'm baking." Like nope. Nope, get out of my kitchen. This is my kitchen. You need to go away. So, I mean, but like I said, even if it's only like 20, 30 minutes, it doesn't have to be an hour. It can be just 20, 30 minutes to yourself, as long as it's just something for you, and go enjoy a candy bar or something, like just something that's just
Jay,
for you.
Jay, any closing thoughts from you, sir?
No, I really think, and it's probably not talked about enough is, and I kind of adopted that mantra a couple of years ago is, I have to take care of myself in order to be able to take care of others. Because if I'm not taking care of myself and feeling good and putting my best foot forward, which means sleep, diet, exercise, I mean, all the things that we go, that's I'll get to it later. Right now, that room's a mess, and I need to go clean up those Legos. And it's just kind of looking at everything a little bit different and kind of having that perspective of, no, I'm not going to be able to take care of the people who are relying on me. My case is my dog, my wife, my kids, my in-laws, everyone in my bubble. Like, I can't help them if I'm useless.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, on behalf of everyone here at Parents vs. Gaming, I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I'm sure Jay and Kia wish everyone happiness and happy holidays and Happy New Year as well. And we will see you guys when January comes back. We're excited to launch everything new. Don't forget, you can find us on all the podcast platforms, and also YouTube. We'll have more of a set schedule come start of the new year. But if you are just listening on a podcast platform, if anyone wants to stop by the Last Choice Network YouTube channel, drop a like on any of the videos or multiple videos, subscribe. That definitely helps all of us out, and hopefully we can push this into the future and make this a little bit more exciting for everyone involved.
Wait.
Okay.
I have my New Year's resolution for you guys.
Okay.
I'm gonna not try to drop an F-bomb for the entire next year on this podcast.
What?
I like how he had to clarify on this.
Just
Very,
podcast.
very, very specific.
This
Very
podcast.
specific. Very small, baby steps.
I love it.
Okay, don't forget, if any listener is able to send an audio clip of this show that happened next year, Jay is going to give you a discount on a future book travel of your choice. You'll be able to reach out to his agency. I think that's a fair. If anyone's able to clip it and get you using the F-bomb next year, I think some sort of discount through you is a fair way to hold you.
I'm in. Let's go.
All right. Sounds
Man.
good. Kia, you're not eligible to win. Sorry, because you're on.
I mean, that's fine.
or your
me.
husband. Well, we'll have stipulations. No one we're related to or a part of Last Choice Network will be able to capitalize on this. It's got to be a random listener. But thank you guys so much, Kia. Once again, I know that it probably feels like we're just kind of off into the wind. You've been busy. We've been busy. I promise you, this is the crew we're rolling with in the future. I'm very, very, very excited to have you on board. And like I said, as we get closer to the new year, I'm going to reach out to you about the D&D possible podcast and doing some stuff.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Dungeons and Dragons, guys.
All right, guys. On behalf of everyone here at Parents First Gaming and Last Choice Network, thank you so much, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.